Hello! I hope that you can hear us. Let's see. We're learning all the time. Само че тук не ми е започнало.
Ами то е тук още върти нещо. Аха. We are live.
Hello! Can you hear us? I hope so. Let's see. We're trying to manage different devices here. So let's see. Maybe we'll wait for 3 seconds here to.
Yeah, let's wait a bit. So we know that it's on.
Yep.
Yeah, my notification says that it's
on?
live. Yes.
Okay. Well, it starts soon at 9, but okay. Well, let's. Yes. Okay.
Cool.
Well, hello, and thank you for waiting here to figure out all the technical things about going live on Facebook from a second computer, a phone. So we're learning a lot.
Already. Yeah.
Yes. My name is Marina, and I represent Academy Ekaterina Karavelova, and today we will chat about our work on women empowerment in Bulgaria. And here with me is Shirin.
Hey everyone, I'm volunteer with CVS-Bulgaria. This is the Bulgarian branch of the greatest movement, peace movement, SCI. And I will be representing our volunteer work here.
It's really exciting to actually connect virtually with you, and I'm really looking forward to your questions. Tonight we'll talk about one of the activities of our organization, the social format Shirin. But first, let me tell you a little bit about how everything started and what we do actually with this format. So a few years ago, in 2017, I was alone, decided to start an NGO and really dedicate the work of the NGO to women empowerment in Bulgaria, in the country, outside of the capital. And I was organizing different trainings on civic participation for young women. And at it was very interesting, really see who show up. It's trainings for young activists. It was quite interesting and entertaining. And in one such training in the city of Plovdiv, this is where I'm originally from, 2 women showed up and participated, Elena and Kirina, with whom we started the social event She in Plovdiv later. Why we started this event? Well, in 2000, this training actually happened in May 2018, so 2 years ago. And at the beginning of 2018, one statistics came out from the Eurobarometer that was talking about the role of women in our societies today. It was a survey done all across Europe, in all different European countries. And for Bulgaria, there was the following data. And the question on what do you think the most important role of women right now is? And nearly 82% of Bulgarians have answered, well, the most important role is for a woman to be a housewife. Well, let me tell you, we were pretty shocked about this reply of the respondents. 82%? Really? Believe that? In 2018, so it wasn't just about saying, okay, we should say that that's wrong, that's just not right. And we decided that, okay, let's organize one event, invite 2 women, and really show that actually women nowadays do many things and balance with hundreds of activities, really balance between work, family, children, additional education, charity work, all those different things. So we decided to set up an event and really feature the women of Plovdiv. She in Plovdiv. Well, why this name? Because it's about the women who live in the city. And it's organized from volunteers for the local community. We approached one really cool place in Plovdiv, Hodzheva, a very creative place as well. They partnered with us and we organized the first event. The first event was on the 28th of June 2018, and it was really an amazing gathering. Really, so many people showed up to this event, and this really proved to us as a team that we're doing something that is super necessary, and the need is there. The need for women together to have a secure, safe space to empower one another is there, and we have to continue doing this. So we continue doing the event every month, inviting other women to speak. So every month, 2 women who are not famous nationally but are somewhat well known in the city, really do many interesting things. We invite them to speak, give them the platform to speak about the things that are important to them, about their causes, about their businesses. And so a few months later, from the Social Tea House in Varna, they've contacted us and said, well, what you're doing is pretty cool. We want that here too. So they came to our part of the country. For a few days, we worked together, we discussed the format, and 1 month later, in October 2018, it was the first She in Varna event. And later it all snowballed, really, because this is where the very important role of CVS-Bulgaria and Kat, the chairperson of the organization, really comes in, because she introduced us to Margarita Spasova from Gabrovo, who then initiated the She in Gabrovo event. And in fact, with CVS, we organized the first info tour in 2 cities in central Bulgaria to really just go to a place, organize a gathering, and tell about the event. What is it to organize a She-In event and really attract volunteers who would like to start it in their own cities? And it worked because we're really a great team when we work together, and we use really approaches that are successful. And this is how the She in Gabrovo and She in Veliko Tarnovo started. In the meantime, also women in Sandanski initiate the event. So right now, in 5 cities, events are being organized. So far, I believe we've had 48 events that have given the floor to 96 women to talk and inspire and really motivate other women to talk about the things that are important to them. And perhaps now I'll give you the floor to you, and then I'll add some things. Shirin.
Thank you. A month after the first event happened in Plovdiv, the news reached out to Sofia and to myself through the social media, and since I already had started some developing ideas together with CVS Bulgaria and the team there, how to work on women empowerment, this event, She in Plovdiv, was very interesting to me, and I mentioned it within the team, and then Kat told me that she knows Marina, and actually it was like, yeah, the universe telling us that we should do something together. And then we met together with Marina, and we realized that the need for this event to expand, and the willingness from many people contacting Marina that they want to do this in their hometowns was something very important, and this directed our thoughts about how to continue and and do some cooperation together, some partnership, and then CVS Bulgaria could help in developing this network around the country with our knowledge in the non-formal education, and also more than 20 years of coordinating and working with volunteers. So somehow this was a role that CVS could do together. And let me tell you, maybe you are asking why we are here in this SCI PEACE chat. And the first training of volunteers for two cities, Gabrovo and Veliko Trnovo, happened because the project in 2019 that the SCI was coordinating had some support for local activities, and the project was branching out and was helping the branches to create and new partnerships on a local level. So this is how also SCI got involved in this partnership. And what is CVS doing mostly is to train the future volunteers who want to organize the Shirin event in their hometown, and to give the motivation and using all these non-formal education methods that we are very good in. And also we are developing a toolkit to have something written down for the future volunteer teams and the ladies that will organize these events, Shirin. And to give directions and recommendations to them and to follow the trademark. The community that has been created between all the volunteers and all the people that we are working together is very, very inspiring, even for me, even though I'm not organizing an event. But yeah, I feel included, and maybe here is the moment when I turn back to Marina and maybe ask, why is this event so empowering?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you all for typing in things. It's really great to see that there is someone out there listening to us and really to connect with. Now, yeah, why is this really empowering? But first, maybe I should also make the connection between the two organizations in the fact that, imagine, we are a grassroots organization completely run by volunteers practically. So imagine 3 girls organizing this event and suddenly so many questions coming in from different cities, and this is where the role of CVS is very important, and that's how we really received support from them into developing further the network to now uniting more than 20 different women around the country. Now, why is such an event empowering, just inviting some people to speak? Well, it's because now imagine you are going to an event which is really community organized. What does it mean? Well, it's organized from local team of volunteers and for the local women of this particular city. Because it's really, we give the floor to women who are not famous to speak. For many of them, this is their first opportunity to have the stage, to really share about their experiences. Before each event, we also publish on our website an interview with them. Some of those interviews go viral, and it's their first interview. They're sharing, their friends, their family, they're super excited that the woman in their family, in their life, is like getting recognition. It's about the recognition, and this is one of the empowering moments. But the other one, it's in fact empowering the local team of volunteers to organize this event, because it's about having the power to make the decisions, to make the decision who are you going to invite, where is the event going to be organized. So it's really about arena setting and agenda setting. The agenda setting is about how democratically the event is organized, because in fact we have an online questionnaire, so every person can nominate a woman from their city or from another city to speak at the events. So it's then up to the volunteers together in their own team to decide and really invite the speakers to the next events. Then it's also the arena setting. Where is this event going to take place? Who is going to open the event? Really address the audience. Learning new skills like public speaking, and then also speaking to the media, giving radio interviews, giving different interviews, and so on. And now what we're doing after having the events in 5 different cities at the moment, We received support from the Active Citizens Fund Bulgaria, and together with CVS we are expanding the network to 5 new cities. Just this Sunday we were in Pleven where we held a training for the volunteers on how to organize the event. They're really very engaging trainings. I mean, if you have a chance, have a look on our Facebook page. We have many pictures. We work with a great photographer, Letty, that really captures all the emotions. And it's always like thinking like, how are we making social change? Because we work in the country, work in the different cities. And when we go into this new city with the concept, hey, you know, we'll organize this team, and then we'll be inviting women who are not famous to speak at those events. And people are like, but why would they speak if they're not famous? Well, because it's important. This is how you're going to find out so many new important things about your own community. And so I see many questions now, so maybe we should take some. Because I can continue speaking for a long time. Okay. So, hi, Manoj, Ella, Gabriela, can you please share the research you were talking about earlier from 2008? Oh, absolutely. I will share it in a comment after the event. It's from the Eurobarometer. Yes.
SCI India
yes,
is watching us.
Yeah, it's really exciting to connect with you. And so please feel free to ask different questions if you have them. Perhaps something that Shirin can tell you a little bit more about is the non-formal parts of the trainings. They've actually created a special game specifically dedicated to the Shirin formats, and really to use this game with the different trainings on non-formal education. It's a lot about flowers.
Yeah, this is a very nice game that we developed for the first training, which happened last year in April, I think. This is also challenging for us as trainers. Again, to make modifications to the games that we already know, or and somehow to approach the topic of women empowerment without being offensive, or without being like on the edge, because the audience, the people in small cities in Bulgaria is very sensitive about this topic. 82% are sensitive about this topic. Women being empowered, and women being able to appreciate their everyday life as it is. And it is very as I said, challenging to create all these games that we play, and at the same time to teach the volunteer teams like to work together, but always to be very careful, because the hate speech is everywhere, and it is also like something I think some of the many challenges that we are facing in this NGO sector overall.
Perhaps what's really important in our work is that the message is very simple. Women support women. And I have to say that perhaps like at the beginning, we didn't even realize this with the team of volunteers. And it's only when we asked the people coming to the events for some feedback, and we've asked them like, what is the event for you? Like, what does it give you? And we had a few answers saying like, well, I really come again and again to the events because this is where I can feel a very authentic support between women. And it's not just an event where it's really about showing off and being very fancy. No, it's very non-formal. It's really a place where you can find support and feel appreciated for who you are. And from the beginning, just the organization, Academia Ekaterina Karavelova, we are led by values. This was very important for me when setting up the organization because I knew that values unite people. So we've chosen 3 main values: love, freedom, and wisdom. Love, because we really believe that it's exactly this: women support women, like really reaching out to the world with love, because we have so much about the politics of fear nowadays globally, and maybe we should also focus a little bit on the politics of love, and just as a word and globally the way we are. And then the second value is freedom, because we believe that every woman has the right to decide how to live, who to be, and really to have the freedom to do everything that she finds it's her way of having her life. And wisdom, because it's very important when you give a platform to someone to really understand the responsibility that you have, even as volunteers, what kind of a message is reaching out to the people at the events, in the media, and so on. So I believe these are like values are very important in having sustainability. And yeah, I'm very grateful for all the volunteers that are organizing the events in the different cities, because what they're doing, it's absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I speak very fast, so
If you have any questions, please comment in the comment section, and we can tell you more about this if you want to know. And I'm just thinking, when I was preparing for this chat, I was thinking about my grandmothers. Both of them very, very strong women, and at the same time they were considered to be housewives, but at the same time they were doing all the work. They were going to work, earning money, taking care of the kids and the grandkids and everything. And I'm just thinking, what if they were here and being able to be speakers in such event, Shirin. And imagine about the people who are close to you, how empowering this could be for your mothers, sisters, and all the women around you. And in addition, let me just stress out again, 96 women have been speakers in the Shirin events in five cities in Bulgaria. And 96 women already are empowered. Their families, their friends are seeing them in another perspective, and they maybe they see themselves in another perspective.
Well, it's always a challenge. Yeah, it's enriching. Perhaps what I could also discuss a little bit is how we've gone through this period of quarantine, because imagine at the beginning of March we had lined up 8 events just until the end of March, 5 social Shirin events and 3 trainings for volunteers, and then suddenly it's all off. It's like you have to cancel everything. I mean, I know many of you have gone through the same thing. And then really not knowing what's next. What are we doing next? Like, are really all our partners that are the different spaces, cafes, going to continue to exist after the quarantine? And some don't. And now we are facing this challenge as well. As well as really the fact that are people ready to go to events already? Because it's in fact just the other day in Bulgaria now restrictions are loosening quite fast, I would say, and already after the 15th of June we will be able to organize again events. But it's also about taking responsibility and thinking, is this the right thing to do right now? How many people can we gather? How do we organize everything in a safe way? And so on. And here I see a question from Betty. How difficult is it to convince people in Bulgaria in your cause? Well, depending on the site. So we are an organization that at the end of the day, at first glimpse, it's like, oh, you organize some events and you invite women and they speak and it's all fun and it's great. So it's easy to really attract people from all walks of life to come and attend events, which is very important for me, because sometimes you can find people who would otherwise would not be in the same location. And this is the key in having two speakers, because we choose them to be very different. So then really their bubbles can connect at this event. It depends on the location. Now, we do not work in Sofia because the topic of women empowerment in Sofia is really not an issue. It's not very needed, so to say. It really depends on maybe working with different vulnerable groups. But then when you go to the different cities in the country, it really depends. Everyone obviously needs empowerment, even the greatest leader, in my opinion, and good examples. And it's very interesting. Right now, with our expansion, we're going into northwestern Bulgaria, which is the poorest region of the whole EU. It has many problems like lack of infrastructure, a lot of poverty, and because we have organized different activities and trainings there for both ethnic Bulgarians, Roma women. There are many different challenges in this region. For example, we had one training in a village, in a small village. It was 2.5 years ago. And the training was about how to prepare a CV and for a successful interview. And the young women were already gathering at the local place where the training was about to take place. And one of the elder women came to pick up her what's the name of like the woman who is married to her son, to pick her up, because this is not she's not to participate in this training, and she really has a lot of other work at home that she should be doing. And we were pretty shocked, let me tell you. I mean, I myself didn't believe that this is something that could be happening in Bulgaria. We've had different examples with organizing trainings again for young, again mixed Roma and ethnic Bulgarian young women in very regions that suffer from poverty. And at the end of the training, we would give them a questionnaire and really ask them, so what did you learn today? And we were expecting something very practical. I've learned today about this and this thing that the trainer told me about. But what kind of an answer do we get? We get an answer saying, I've learned that I can dream despite that I'm being a woman and a girl. And this is like, what? How can we even be receiving such answers from these girls? So it's the problem that we are trying to address is really low self-esteem and the lack of confidence specifically. And we've developed other programs, really 6-month-long program on personal development and assertive behavior and so on. I see our time is running out.
Yeah.
Yes.
And maybe just to add that the initiative Shirin is not aiming to convince people in the cause. It is happening very naturally by gathering people, by organizing these events that are open not only for females but for everyone. And this is like the middle ground approach that turned out to be very successful and working, absolutely. Actually.
So yes, 1 minute, and my message to you, my invitations to you is just ask around your even close friends, girls, women, and just first tell them that they're really great and tell them the things that you really appreciate about them. And support each other. It's now the time to support each other and really show the strength that we're having. We all see the amazing work that the women leaders are making right now in the world. And I believe that we're going to get more of these leaders. And I Really, I'm very hopeful we will get a leader like this in Bulgaria too in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. If you end the end.